The Chosen just completed filming of Season 5. Now that the post-production process has kicked off, we have started to get more glimpses into the making of the hit series. The interviews of the cast members are starting to circulate online, allowing us to enter the Chosen world a bit more. Even though I enjoy watching all the Chosen cast interviews, the ones with Jonathan Roumie hit differently. There is a pattern in almost all of his interviews. They are extremely emotional. And the other day, this emotional atmosphere reached its peak point in an interview, leading Roumie to almost cry. During an interview with Pints with Aquinas, Roumie was asked how he felt filming Season 5 of The Chosen, and this is how he has answered.
But when I last left my house before I started filming in Utah in April, I took a look around and I thought, the next time I see this place, I will have completed the Last Supper in the Garden of Gethsemane. And I was overwhelmed with emotion. I was like, sorry. Because that means the journey's almost over.
Oh, Jesus. This brought tears to my eyes. Are you guys crying with me right now? Let me know in the comments so that we can share this beautiful moment together. The thing is, we are used to watching good actors. The good actors embody the role they play and be one with them. The good actors embrace the method of acting to truly feel the part they are playing. However, I don't think we have ever seen someone who is trying to honor their best friend with their acting. This is exactly what Roumie tries to do. He values Jesus so much that he wants to make sure he does the best work for him. And this is why he often feels overwhelmed with emotion. Last week, he gave an interview with Canadian TV personality Sangeeta Patel. During that interview, when Patel asked, "What would you want to ask to Jesus when you met with him?" Roumie gave such an emotional answer that he brought Patel herself to tears.
Yeah. If you were to have a cup of coffee with Jesus, what's that one question you would ask?
How did I do?
Wow.
Did I get it close?
Wow. That's good. That's really good. Now, some of the, you got me.
Yeah, me too. It's a good question.
Going on.
Based on these scenes alone, it is clear that this job is more than just an acting gig for Roumie. He is on a mission to spread Jesus' word and represent him in the best way possible. And this is not an easy task to handle. And Roumie also admits that he feels exhausted at times, overwhelmed with everything that comes with portraying Jesus.
I'm just kind of coming out of this experience, so I don't want to complain too much, but I'm honestly exhausted.
Bless you. Well, you look good.
Well, thank you. That's what Ashley Parker, my hair and makeup artist, does for me. That's
Okay.
there's miracles in those fingers. But I'm really excited to get to talk to you here and to be here. But it is it was the most difficult 2 weeks of my career, and spiritually, like, I think there was a lot of anxiety. Like I Robert Powell, who played Jesus in Jesus of Nazareth, in an interview, somebody asked him the similar kinds of questions, like, "What's it like to play Jesus?" basically, and he's like, "He's unplayable. You can't play Jesus. He's unplayable," meaning, like, how do you wrap your mind around Jesus Christ, divinity, humanity, hypostatic union? Is that right? Mm-hmm. And so I can't even begin to think about, well, I know what it's like to play divinity. I don't. I only know what it's like to be human, and woefully so, and failingly so, and so all I can do is bring the utmost of my humanity and my intention to and desire to serve Christ and to honor Him and to get out of the way of the Holy Spirit and try to understand through the help of the Holy Spirit. And to ask Jesus, what did you experience here? What did you experience sitting at this table? And there's John, and perhaps here's Judas. Like, what was that like? What's going on in the pit of his stomach knowing what's coming as a person, as a human. Like, did he have butterflies? Was he, every time he looked at him, did he want to cry? Did he want, like...
Now, we can all agree that this is just too much for any regular human being. Would you be able to handle such a work? Can't wait to hear your thoughts about it. Thankfully, though, since being cast as Jesus in The Chosen, Roumie has been going through a spiritual journey, and it seems like this journey helps him through the tough times. In a recent interview with Lila Rose, the actor explained how portraying Jesus changed his life and his relationship with God completely with these words.
When you were working as an actor, and before that as the voice actor in New York and then LA, what was your life like with God? Were you trying to be a practicing Christian? You mentioned you
I
had this
wasn't trying to
moment.
be a saint.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to be a saint.
What's the difference?
Everything is the difference. It's what are your priorities in your life? How are you living your social life? Well, how do you feel about the issues of life? You know, what do you measure? By what standards do you measure the quality and success of your life and the holiness of your life? I hadn't considered what it meant to be holy. I thought that was something that that wasn't attainable for somebody like me, you know. And then when I surrendered that, it wasn't just about my career. It began a series of, well, even prior to that, there began a series of steps in my personal life and my relationships where I'm like, I can't date the same way anymore. Like, these things haven't worked. Why haven't they worked? And here's why. And what I realized is that, like in my career, God wasn't first in my relationships. So it's like, well, I have faith, but if she doesn't, that's okay. I mean, live and let live, you know? And then I realized, like, no, I don't think it can work like that for me. When you're on this journey to get closer to God in every aspect and to achieve, you know, this level of holiness or this nearness to Christ, it has to fundamentally change how you live your life.
Honestly, when watching this clip, I felt so lucky. I felt so lucky that out of all people, we got an actor like Roumie who genuinely cares for the part. Because let's be honest, Jesus has been portrayed on the screen in multiple parts, but not all actors portraying him were genuinely trying to be as close to him as possible in real life. For a lot of actors, this was just another acting job. For Roumie, this is a lifestyle now. It is an experience that completely transformed him as a person, and I believe this is why his portrayal of Jesus hits differently. Which Jesus portrayal on screen was the best in your opinion? Give me your answers in the comments below. So, how did he prepare for the role? Does he have any secret tricks to portray Jesus in the best way possible?
What do you do to get yourself in the headspace of literally God?
Well, I can't do that because I'm not that. And so I don't even attempt that. What I can do is approach Jesus from his humanity, being human, fully and flawed human that I am. His perfection of humanity is not something I can touch, but the struggle with the realities of humanity and the what it means to be living as a human in this world and dealing with fear and loneliness and isolation and pain and joy and mirth and suffering and sorrow. Like I can identify with most of his humanity. I think his humanity was, you know, an emotionally intense experience, like the most, I guess if we experience emotions on a level from like 1 to 10, like he would experience them at like 100, you know? And, because I mean, being the author of life, like that's, I don't even know what his humanity could have been like, but I can just lend whatever I have to that and get out of the way for everything else. And my goal is to essentially be a mirror reflecting the light and love of God through this character, through these lines that I'm given to say.
If you want to see more content on Jonathan Roumie and The Chosen, make sure to like and follow.